Okay, class, this is worksheet 2.4, how to divide radicals. Okay, so again, just like 2.3, you have a few review problems. I think that by now you should be pretty good with simplifying radical terms, so I'm going to skip that. I am going to do one problems where you combine like terms. Okay, so this one here, remember, if the radicand are the same, which they are, you can go ahead and add the coefficients. Okay, so we're going to add those two numbers. That gives you a -5 radical 24. If you check the back of the for the answer key, you will realize that that's not the answer, so that means you need to do something else. You have to simplify the radical 24. Okay, so we're just going to break it down. Okay, so 24 is the same thing as 6 times 4. Okay, and I'm gonna break down the 4. That's 2 times 2, and 6 is 2 times 3. You are looking at the square root, so you can take a 2 out. Okay, so you have -5 times 2, and then you have a 2 times 3. Last step, multiply all the numbers outside, and then multiply all the numbers inside, and hopefully that is the answer that is in the key. Okay, so that's just review. I'm going to also do a review on multiplication, like this number 9. Okay, so again, I'm going to first of all rewrite the problem using distribution, and then we would do the problem. Okay, so you have a radical 5 times a radical 10, that's the first distribution, plus radical 5 times radical 10, the radical 6, that's the second distribution. And now we do the work. Okay, so notice that the coefficients are all 1, so I'm not going to worry about 1 times 1. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and multiply the radicand. So you have 5, 10, here you have 5 and 6. Okay, this one here, 5, you can break down the 10. 10 is 5 times 2, 5, and then 2 times 6. Okay, if you know your math very well, you really don't need to break down the last one, because you know that there's no perfect, yes, and there won't be any perfect squares in there. Okay, but again, if you doubt yourself, just break it down. Okay, 2 of a kind. I can take a 5 out. And this one here, there's nothing common, so which means that you can't take anything out. You just need to multiply everything together, and that gives you 30, a radical 30. Okay, so let's check the back and see if that's the answer in the back. New stuff. Okay, how do we divide radicals? There are many ways of doing this. I'm just going to show you the easiest, quickest way, okay, that I use to divide radicals. So first of all, it helps if you know your multiplication very well. You know that 45 is 9 times 5, right? So what you can do right away is just rewriting it. Make it easy so you can cancel things. So this one here, I know that 9 times 5 is 45, and using the rules of radicals, I can rewrite this even better. Okay, so this is the same thing as radical 9 times radical 5. This is just like multiplication, right? When you multiply the radicand together. So now you notice that you can cancel. You have a fraction, so you have the same thing here and the same thing down there. So you can go ahead and cancel the radical 5s. Don't forget there's a 1 left on the top. Okay, students always forget that one. Okay, and you know the square root of 9, everybody knows, is 3, because 9 is 3 times 3, and so you can take a 3 out. So your answer to this problem is 1/3. Okay, so that's the easiest way to do the problem. Okay, all right, here number 14. Okay, so same thing here. What I'm going to do here is I am going to just rewrite. Okay, I'm going to write radical 10 as radical 5 times radical 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Radical 8, I'm going to rewrite it as radical 4 times radical 2. And again, same thing on the top, same thing on the bottom, so I can cancel those 2. And I know that radical 4 is 2. So my answer is radical 5 over 2. All right. Okay, one more problem. Okay, number 18. Okay, this one has coefficients, but it doesn't change anything. You do the problem the same way. Okay. All right. Long division bar. Here's a 5. Okay, because this is a radical 3 here, the strategy would be to rewrite radical 12 using a radical 3, okay? So I know that radical 12, I can rewrite it as radical 4 times radical 3, and I want a radical 3 because eventually I want to cancel them. All right, so once you rewrite, you can cancel right away. You know that is a 2, okay? So therefore, you can also cancel more. You can cancel that 2 and this 2. So this ugly problems turns to a nice 5. All right. Oh, this is all I have for you today. Hopefully this helps. Practice, practice, practice. That's how you become better, okay? Bye.